Hello. I hope everyone's ready. I thought about playing more Cult of the Lamb tonight, but I really wanted to play more Spirit of the Mouse. I very much enjoyed the game, so let's get started. I'm really excited. It'd be very helpful if my game loaded. There we go. So, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and work on some more Spirit of the Mouse. Oh, what? There was a deciduous and I missed it? Oh, okay. Okay, so when we left off, we were looking for the other person, or the light person. I don't really know what to call them. I'm not really sure where they might be. So we're gonna have to hunt them down. There's a box over here. Let's see where this takes me. Just trying to be on the general lookout for the other light. Oh, I think that's them. Yes, this has to be them. Hello, small friend. Kegling. Squeak, squeaker, squeak, squeakin'. Help with the trash cans. Yo, you're like bigger than me, but I guess you're technically made of light, so sure. Let's, I guess, figure this out. Okay. Are you gonna follow me? Okay. Here's a trash can. Did he get bigger? Okay, so I'm just cleaning up their mess. Great. More trash cans. What is that awful noise? I know I don't have to be doing this right now, but like... Oh. It's the dude with the hairdryer. Got it. I don't remember if there's any trash cans down this way. but we'll find out together. That is a no. So back up we go. Oh, here's one. Yay. This one isn't too bad. It's more of just like hunting down the trash cans. So, easy enough. More trash cans. It's a loud hairdryer. My guess is they would be this way. Can I fake that again? Oh well. It will look this way. For more trash cans. Here's one. Beep, bop, boop, bork. There we go. Okay. Nope, not that way. Just one more trash can. Here it is. That's kind of convenient that all the parts ended up in trash cans, though. Yay! Okay. Yes, go back to your box. I hate that I can't get in there. Up, 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 up we go. And then over to the box. I have to remember how to get over there. Nope. Keep pressing the wrong buttons. Need a hotkey it to my mouse. That would be infinitely better. Waiting for authorization to proceed. Yes, please. You can't really see them, it's just all scuba-ware. It looks so derpy. Yay. Okay, so that's fixed. Just better. Hooray. Yeah, light bulb. More, please. Conserve energy. Oh, let's up this way. Nothing of interest to me. Yes, you can make your quiche now. Me, when I cook. You're so far. More love. Yes. Wondrous. Oh. Does it not stay permanently night in the game? I mean, I guess it doesn't, because there were 4. Did I do 3? Oh, I guess I did 3. Wow. I did not think that I did that many. So they should be over here. Tell me your issues. Oh no. Oh wow. Lots of issues for this one. I feel like my glasses are dirty. Can't wait to get another pair. Oh, that did not help. Okay, that's a little better. How are you supposed to get over there? Huh. Okay, this one has 3. Yes, please, turn on. Lots of energy. Hello, world. Aw, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Janari, I believe, if I'm saying that wrong. I'm sorry. Hi. Thank you for joining the stream and for the follow. I hope you're having a good evening and a happy Halloween or Blessed Samhain or Samhain. I know some people pronounce it both ways. He's stuck. Oh, they're just troublemakers. That's good. My friend was saying that they forgot to get candy, but some child showed up to their house and was dressed like Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service, and their like baby sibling was dressed up like Gigi. It was cute. Can't even imagine. Okay. So... Oh, hi. What are you doing? Oh, you're dangling for your life. I don't think they would die. I'm not sure... What in the world? It's me. I hate being cold. A tray. Okay. This should be easy enough. Help if I got my fingers right. How am I supposed... Oh, I was like, how am I supposed to move this? Oh, it's like a little movement puzzle. Okay. How cute. There we go. Oh my gosh. I have to go up and save them. Am I just about to like Scar Mufasa this thing? There you go. I absolutely Scar Mufasa'd him. I'm pretty sure would have been okay regardless, but here we are. Let's see. Yay. Although I thought the power was out, so I don't think the heater should be working. Okay. So I should be able... Yes. Perfect. And then you're over here in my way. Tiny paws. Could they like teleport? Okay. The margarita pizza. From the receipts. Oh, that must not be them. Oh, they must be over here. Oh. Yes. 865. I got that. Okay. How am I gonna go over that one? I hope I don't have to. Oops, wrong way. 865, 865, 865. Why? Avocado. Ooh. You know, I don't like to yuck people's yums, but avocado and banana pizza sounds disgusting. Avocado on a pizza, sure. Banana on a dessert pizza, I could see that. But together on like a normal pizza? Well, that's not on this receipt, which means it must be on the other one. Oh, I have to like get up there. I think, can I just go down here first? Then can I jump on the table? Yes. Haha. 645. That's fair. Oh gosh. I hope it was 645. Should be free. Experimental pizza. Okay. Okay, well that's like 1/2 of the menu. Also, they don't just have like printouts of that stuff. Okay, well that's 2. And then our last little friend is stuck. Oh my gosh. This is so dumb. Oh, did they release them? Great. Oh. Oh, well, I can't go that way, I guess. Oh, there's bars. And there's a ball there. So I don't want to go that way. I guess just this way? Is there a light bulb here, though? Yes. So let's go this way first. Grab that. Oh no, there's bars here too. Okay, that's fine. We'll just go over here. And I did not think this through. Well, that sounded like it hit the wall, though. Oh, perfect. So I can go over here. And then, yes, zippity zap that way. And then on second. Still stuck in the grate, though. Aw, they did it. Great, that's all of those Kiplins. Ah! I didn't mean to do that. I'm it. Yes. Absolutely a part of my plan. What in the world? Did I just, like, forget to grab all these things? Ooh, an achievement. I'm an absolute slut for achievements. It's a problem. But it's fixed. Oh wait, I didn't go up to start the thing. Right. Right. That would be helpful. I kind of wish they had kept the metal grate around the one. Ooh, a Dhelmise? Ooh. Yay, gift. Give the light bulbs. Can I not? Oh, here we go. Okay. So now I'm just gonna go back down here. Oh, I did not think I could do that. She just fell asleep. Yes, I caught it. Which means I should be going back to see the big boy, big light man. Yes, please. I kind of want that power in real life. Just to electro teleport everywhere. Like Thor. Alright. I feel like it's not gonna be enough, but we'll see. Nope. Oh, I guess he actually did leave. Oh. Oh. I'm like, no. Oh. He wants to help. Just make me a perma spooky electro Pokemon mouse. Outside of the jurisdiction. Let's go down. How many? Oh my gosh, I'm still missing so many from this area. What in the world? I don't know where they could be. I have a feeling this might be an area too, but I could be very wrong. I want to go by the fountain for... Oh, well, there's one. How do I get up there, though? This way? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, because I feel like I should be able to go up those drains. So let's see if our friend has any new stuff for us. Don't know. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Did not think I found that many. Ooh. Light bulb clues. Yes, please. Oh, wait. Is it just one? Oh, it's just one. I have to do it for every... Oh. Well, it says it's over this way. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Clearly not over there. I can... Oh, it must be over here. Probably... Oh. There we go. So, go back over here. Oh, this is still, I guess, technically a part of the area. Any fun things? No. All right. Go to the west side. Aww. An off-grid house. Ow. That would suck. I know people do it, but like, ugh. Give me the light bulbs. Oh, this leads back to North Town. I wonder if there's like a secret area that I didn't know about. I'll look at that later. Can't get up there. Oh, there we go. Oh, well, here's the broken down Kipling box. Oh, he's out of service. There's one over here. Wow, they're just like all over the place on this one. Hmm. How is one supposed to get up there? I guess the roof? Jump down. That's a roof. Jump down one. Expected there to be... Oh, wait. There's a trellis. Oh, there's solar power. Ah. Okay, I'm sure that'll help me later. But let's go ahead and explore. Okay. So we jump down this one. Grab that. Oh, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's... Wait. There's 5. I don't see the 6th one. All the stairs. Oh, there's the 6th one. Okay. Oh, there's a broken power box. How are you supposed to get? There's not an opening. Oh, can you... Ah, there is an opening. Ah! Can I go back? No, I have to go down. Hopefully I get all the light bulbs from this area. Be the first one. A lot of them are so hidden in the bigger areas. You don't really know where to go. Hi! How are you? Thank you. I hope you're having a happy Halloween. What are you up to? You watching Lost? That's fair. Sharpedo. Where did I say 1, 2, and then I guess one's still up there. I'm actually... Have you played this game before? Or seen it played? Oh, I can't... Okay, there we go. It's called The Spirit and the Mouse. So you are a mouse that got electrocuted by some electric spirit, and you're basically like solving puzzles to help the townspeople. It's very cute. It's up your alley. You'll have to play it at some point. Oh, we lit up the entire town, and now it's too bright. Oh, there's a little person. What? You got new tattoos? Oh, man. I realize I could do this later, but I want to do it now. Light bulb. Ah! I'm missing two. One. Where's two? Maybe I just saw flowers. I don't know where the last one is. Huh. Oh, he's following me. Yes. Just turn off all the lights. A powerful communication device. An inventor, okay. So I have to find the one who invented all, like, the harpoons and stuff. Okay. I think... Don't know if that was on the north side of town. Maybe, yeah, that's why there's this entrance. Haha! Oh, there's a bulb. I feel like I never went over here. Oh. Do I see any others? There's one over there. Oh, right. I could never get up there. The best way was to get over here. And go up again. Yes. Hello. Wait. Where do I go now? You're just gonna... Oh, at the other residence. Can I get back over there? No. Wait. Yes? No. Hmm. There's a grate. Oh, because I couldn't go through grates before. But now I guess I could. I don't know. Let's find out. Around, around, around we go. Oh, yes. So then do that. Get the light bulb. Yay. I still also don't know how to get that one. Squeak, squeak. Nope, okay. I don't know if I can go up. Here we go. Oh. Not what I wanted. But I think... Oh, there was one over here. I have no idea where I saw that. Huh. Well, let's find our way back. Ooh. Oh. Thought I could go in them again. Run. Squeak, 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 squeak. Convenient door. Friends. More friends. An expert forager. An energetic. It's probably the runner. Signal master and a construction foreman. An assistant. Oh yeah, that'd be too easy. Okay. Okay, so most of these are probably going to be in Northtown. Maybe I can find East Street, Northtown. And East Street. So 2 over here. One's down there. Blop, 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 blop. Yes, hello. Great. And the other was up high. There. So let's see if I can get to him easily. What's the best way? A Litwick. I've called like so many Litwicks so far. This is a problem. Okay. This doesn't feel right. Oh wait, maybe I can go this way? It's not this way. Okay. So I need to get up there. Oh my gosh. And I still haven't done that yet. How? I did not want to go all the way down here. But there was a light bulb down there. Yes, another Litwick for my collection. I'm clearly like missing something. Yep. There we go. Oh. I need you. Squeak, 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 squeak. Easy enough. I still have no idea how... Okay, I think that was the two from this town. East Street, East Street, East Street. Wait, the gate's right there. Thank you. I'm absolutely gonna have to collect all the light bulbs. Okay, so where are these people at? They're just like in the middle of the road. At the pizza place? I think that's cafe something. And then on top of that, maybe? I don't think so. Oh, eh. Oh, he's running around. Oh. Okay. I have to block you. No. Yes. Need your help. Excellent. Okay. So you're up there. Great. And then the other three were around back somewhere. Ah. Okay. Were they through here? did also see a pot that thing should be in. Just never went down this way. Yay. Okay. Where? It's the cafe. But they were a part of this box. So, where? Game of Tag in a high street. Oh my gosh, she was across from that one. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, so they must be up there somewhere? Or are they up there? Either way, up we go. This seems right, but I don't see them. Oh, okay. They're up there. I'm hoping. I hope they're up there. Can I just zap up? That'd be great. Can I, like, skirt the bar? Oh. Necessary? No. Did I do it anyways? Yes. Because otherwise I would have forgotten where it was. Okay. So I was thinking they would be... There they are. How do I get up there? That goes down. Do I need to go around? Ah. Okay, so I need to go there. So I should be able to go up this way. And then go not up. Go up. Haha. Zap my way past those things. Hello. It sounds like a chore. Hooray. And a light bulb. Oh, I bet you there was one over there. I hope not. I'm falling. Okay. So I can just go back to the other end of town. Oh, let me just talk to you while I'm here. Excellent. Oh, this is the last strand. What? I don't really need that, but... Oh, that's cool. Absolutely. Oh. And this just seems cool. So, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Oh. Don't like that it's... Oh, can I like run the... Oh, it's in that. How am I supposed to get that? Star you. I have no idea how I'm supposed to get up there. Okay. Oh, there's so many in one place. We got the Kiblins. Great Antenna DX. Alright, big boss man. Let's go. Gotta make our people happy. The fact that like this woman wouldn't see this in her yard. Oh, I got a little hat. Oh, I'm so cute. Oh my goodness. There we go. I can. Okay. Oh, nope. Nope. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening and a great rest of your week. Okay, only a couple more left. Okay, this should be it. Great. Okay, so what do I have to do next? Yes. Okay. Just have to give him the stuff. Okay. Something cylindrical. What? All of these things are cylindrical. Guess it needs to be long. Something that can turn. Definitely a gear. A light bulb. Tighten and hold. A bolt. No! No, I guess it sent that one. I wanted this one. There we go. Thank God I didn't have to restart all that. Hold up. Hold up. I just gave him a pole, a bolt, and a light bulb. And they built this. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Speak with boss again. Oh. Kiss sprint. All right, Yep. Cool. Should be pretty easy. Are we just like going back and forth? Ping pong. I'm playing ping pong. Ah! Oh, thank goodness. It worked. How does this woman not see this outside her window? Oh. Start training. Slow it down. We'll rest. Yeah. Hippa Ha. Habaga badarpa. That's all I think about when I hear these things. Oh, this is so cute. I'm taking all the skills that I've learned. The Great Antenna DX. Okay. Aw. Well, that wasn't too hard. I was gonna say, they brought me up here. Can I get a bulb or something? Climb, 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 climb. Oh, there we go. I was like, how in the world? There we go. Where did he go? That's not him. Oh, he's right here. Oh. Who was that? Oh, this dude? Yes, I want to see the meteor shower. Oh, I hope it's a cute cutscene. Yay! Oh my gosh. Oh no. What happened? Oh, I want to see them. Yay. Oh my god. She needs to look out her window. Look out your window. We made her happy. This is so cute. Mm. And they brought the lights back. I think that'd be cool, like in real life, if cities just kind of dimmed or turned off, like big city like building lights for like meteor showers and stuff. Cleaning time. Break is over. All right. Gotta go back. Squeak, 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 squeak. It's so cute. Yay. Okay. Can I get... There has to be a way for me... Yeah, I see it. I don't know how to get up there. I guess I go this way. Okay. Okay, so we got that. Can I figure out how to get this last one? Because that's the last one for the area. There has to be... That goes down. But I don't want to go down. Oh wait, I bet if I can land... Oh, yes. Okay. So then I can follow this around. There we go. Yes. And that's all the light bulbs for this area. I'm wondering if I like return to the boss, if I'll have an opportunity to collect the rest of the light bulbs, or if I need to go find them now. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen with that. I'm missing 6 from this area. One of which is right there. Two more light bulbs. I feel like I should just to buy everything. Okay. Yeah. I'll take a couple clues. So one is, oh, wrong way. One is over here. Oh, I see it. Ba, 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 ba. Cool. Oh. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I thought I grabbed that one. Did I not? Was that just another one? Jason Derulo, another one. So they're across the street here. Oh, there's one there. How do I get up there? How do I get up there? Cause I don't know. So that one's not even on my list. These are down here. Oh, it's right there. How do I get up there? There has to be more that I'm like missing. Wait. I can. Here we go. Leave up. So then the other one. It's just part in the spot. Easy enough. Okay. Okay, so the question is it actually over here? Or is it in some scaffolding somewhere? It must be in the scaffolding. Because it would be like right here. Let's go up and see what we see. Oh, well, it definitely senses one. But where? Aha! Okay. I'm only missing 2. I definitely want to get the rest before I talk to him. I'm afraid that if I talk to him, he's gonna be like, okay, I'm gone, you lose your powers, bye, you can't do this anymore. Okay. But that one was like over here, and I have no... It's so cute! Squeak, 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 squeak! How do I get that one? I have to get up there. Which require me to get up there? I'm really not sure. I don't know. Let's take a risk. Let's risk it for the biscuit. And talk to him. Maybe we'll get another power. And I'll be special. Yay! Power of love and friendship. A Falafi? Oh my gosh. Oh, is he stuck? There is more. That one is important. I love Flaffy. Wait, what am I doing? Oh, okay. He's giving me the opportunity to do other things. Okay. Okay, well, I can look. There's not really, like... There's no connectivity. So how do I get up there? Yes, I caught the Flaffy. There has to be a way to get up there. Because that's the only thing I can think of. Oh. Owie. Where? So I'm missing the 2, and one is in this bush over here. Still have no idea how to climb. Can't go that way. Can't crawl up this way. Oh, oh. Yes. Okay. So our next target is over there. Gotta get up there. Somehow. Is there a ledge here? No. I guess there is, but how do I get on this ledge? Ah. Can I climb the tree? I guess you can't get in the pipes or anything. Well, this one definitely has me stomped a little bit. Let's see if we can just go up and around, maybe? I have to get up on these. Wait, really? Oh, there we go. Maybe this is what I needed. Yes. Oh my goodness. Took so long. There we go. Let's give you some more light bulbs. I don't. So that means. Okay, so I've got this. I'm missing 6. And oh wow, okay, I'm missing a ton from Northtown. Did I go the right way? No. It's fine. I'll take the other route. Okay. I have no idea where all these light bulbs are gonna be. I find this very strange. What would be the back side of this? Go ahead and get my reserve list back up. Okay. Supposedly close. Maybe up there. No. I don't see one down there. So what is it triggering? I'm so confused. Oh my gosh. It's behind the machine. Maybe... my rat senses. I do technically have rat senses right now because I've got the light bulb thing turned on. I have so many light bulbs to find. 14 in this area. I don't even know where there could be 14. There's nothing here. Oh, there's one over there. Can I go through these? No. Disappointing. Nothing good there. Can we go up? There we go. Oh, I thought the blue flowers were one for a second. I was like, ooh! But no. No. What was that? Definitely heard a squeak. Blue? Oh, ha ha ha! Oh, it was the... yes. What I saw earlier. Okay. There's none in the flower boxes. Ah! Am I wrong? Huh! I got an achievement called Unlimited Power. Ah! I didn't mean to go to a different area. Okay, so I know there's one there. But I need to go up to get it. I wish they could help me. Yes, yes. Is there another one over here? Blue? Oh. Well, here we go. There's that one. For that one, I need to get up there. Just should be able to. No, I need to get up to that one. Oh. Mischievous. There you go. Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon. Oh wait, I need to take this one over here so that I can go this way. Oh, I almost missed literally that one. Huzzah. Oh my god, there's more. But where? so there's one up there. Ah! Oh, thank God, I got it. There's another one. Where? Wait a second. Oh no, it's just blue looking. Hmm. I don't see a pot or... anything. Hmm. Is there one? There's one over there. Which I guess I need to get to the top to use. Hmm. Best way to get over there. I hope this is the way. Nope, it goes down. Ah. Ah. Alright, I keep trying to figure out how to get up. Okay. So then should be able to take this one over here. Grab that. Where does this go? To the tippy top. Do I see anything with my little mousy eyes? I still have 8. There we go. Never knocked that down. Don't know why. I might just have to collect more electricity. Unless, can they help me? Peanut butter and lettuce pizza. Sounds awful. That's worse than the banana avocado. Avocado. Thanks. Ugh. Squeak. Keeps telling me that there's one here, but I ain't see shit. Wait, yeah I do. Yay. Okay. Okay, okay. Ugh. Ooh. 7 more. Ugh. It was like in such a super obvious place. It just blends in. Have I gone or not gone anywhere? Ow. I would definitely really like to end my stream with having all of them. Let's go down. Oh no. Well, there's a function in the thing to like re-roll stats or something. I don't know exactly how it works, to be completely honest with you. I just think it's a fun little feature. something to do. I've caught so many Inkes and I think it was the first Flaffy I caught. But I also caught a Litwick, several Litwicks. I don't know exactly how you make them evolve, if you can. Oh, I can teleport back. Yes. Got some light bulbs for you. You could lower the price of this. Yeah. Great. I wish I could fast travel over here. I think this is the way. Yeah. We're gonna get all of them. We're gonna get all of them. Okay, so there's one right there. Okay, how do I get on this ledge? That's a great question. Guess I have to go up there. Oh, wait. Okay, then we go this way. And we have ourselves a label. And then there's one, I guess, up here somewhere. Oh, it's right there. I've seen it a couple times and I don't know how to get over there. That would require me to get on this roof and drop down. Can I? I can't shimmy. Oh, wait. Oh. Okay. You kind of have to trick it a little bit. So then there's one over there. So maybe... Hmm. Wow. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, okay. I remember that I couldn't get that one initially. One and two. So it's up there somewhere. Is there an easy way to get over there? Guess this way? Definitely be the easiest. I think I'm going the wrong way though. This is leading me over. Not up like I want to go. I need to go up. Squeak. Yeah, yes, maybe? I think that's what I needed. Go up. Nope, I need to keep going up. Okay. Where are you? You can't be up. There it is. Is there another way up here? It's not all complicated. Well. Okay. Will this send us back up? Great. Well, I'm close to another one. Well, the where? guess it's higher. Maybe up this one. I still have no idea where this might be. Don't see a pot. What in the world? Am I missing something? I legit see nothing. Unless it could be up there. Let's try that. In a super sneaky hidden place. I can't go up that way. Oh, it's right there. How do I get over there? So I have to go up this. Phase through. No, because I need to go over top. So maybe go up this way. So I can go here. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Maybe? Yes. Ah. Swoosh. Okay, let's go back to them and see what we can do. can get 3. Okay, so here's the last one of that. Area. They have to have all their light bulbs. I also want the achievement. So it's like over here somewhere. So maybe if I climb this, we'll figure it out. No. It's right here. A very easy place. Is there an easy way to get over there? Yes, okay. We'll go through this gate. So we've gotten all those. Missing 5. We have the locations of 2. We have all of those, and all of those. So we're just missing these 5. There's one back here somewhere. Is it in this stupid thing? No, okay. Okay, can you get back there? Okay, well, clearly it's around here somewhere. Maybe up there. Take that box. Okay. This box to top. Wow, wow. Oh, it's right there. Great. The other one is completely on the other side of the map. Of course. Looking for suspicious areas. It's one guess or clue, I guess. It would be over here. Right, with this box that I don't know how to get to. Oh, did I find the box? No. I have to get over there by getting up there. Alright, yes, this is where we need to be. And then jump down. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. Through the mountain. Secret, 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 secret tunnel. I figured that there would be something else over here, but oh, another one. Yes. Oh, this must be that hidden back area. Is there another one? Because that'd be great, honestly. Only two more. By pure coincidence, did we find one? Yes. Great. Oh, and I activated all of them, so it gave me an achievement. So let's go back to you, get the last two ents, and then we'll have it. So close, just two more. Yes, please. Yes, please. All right, last two. Oh, they're all like right there. Have to remember the best way to get over to that area. Okay. Home stretch. Come on. Okay, so it's right there, which means I need to get up there. Easy enough. Great. Uno mas. It should be right around here. Maybe I actually have to go back up. But go over here. Uh-huh. We did it! We got all of the light bulbs. Yay! Celebratory squeaks. Okay. So now we can go back to Keishine. Okay. It's our last two. We did it. Aww, they're rainbow. A surprise quest? You did say it left an extra thing for me, right? Hmm. That's what it is. No, I don't have enough. Gotta get more. Okay, I'm almost there. Oh, there's not a lot of stuff to get power from in this area. I want the white fur. 11 more. Thanks. Should be easy enough. Oh. $100. Keep the white fur. Make me a cute rat. Yes, please. Oh, I'm so cute. Celebratory squeaks. Okay. So now I can go back up here. And this will likely end our journey. Aww. Oh no. Is it because I still have some of the powers? Did I sacrifice? Am I still alive? I thought I was dead. I'm gonna get to be a real spirit guardian. I get to name. No! I'm not gonna name him Rat. Oh, Okay, it names it for me. But I didn't. Ah! I really, really enjoyed this game. Oh my goodness. I understand that those are voice actors, but I didn't think there were like multiple. Um, the levels themselves are like pretty simple. I mean, it's difficult to like find all of the like hidden stuff, but I do enjoy that there was a story involved in all of this as well. So I'm quite happy with how this entire game turned out. I really thought I was dead though. Oh. Mirage, friend of mice? Okay. I still have a couple minutes anyways. I'm gonna wait for the credits to roll. Just to, you know, they need the support. They made a wonderful game. But the timing on me finishing this game could have been more perfect. Really glad that I decided to forego Cult of the Lamb and play this instead. I like that I turned blue. Mommy Mouse girlfriend. Yay. We did it. Oh, I'm sleepy. 414 total squeaks. uh wonder if there is an achievement for like more. Oh, cutscene. I'm watching the meteor shower. Oh. Well, that is a perfect opportunity to end the game. So, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I know it's technically a little early, but we did finish the game, so I'm really excited about that. I'll be back next week on Friday. Thank you again, and you all have a wonderful evening.